That is a cold start, guys. It's been a while since I've actually driven my car because you guys already know I'm getting my custom headlights done, so I don't have headlights on the car at the moment, so I can't drive the car. So it's been in the garage for like about a week and a half now. My headlights are actually being shipped back right now as we speak, so I should be having them sometime this week, hopefully by Friday, if not Saturday, and we're gonna be filming a video on that, on installing the headlights. So that's gonna be really cool. They turned out really dope. I already saw some pictures of them. You guys are just gonna have to wait until the video. Anyways, today we are gonna be rewrapping my passenger side door because it came out pretty bad. If you guys don't remember one of my videos where I went over the car, where I actually showcased the car being wrapped, I talked about rewrapping the passenger side door because it didn't come out that good. We had a lot of debris get inside of it from like the weather stripping, I believe. So I'm gonna be taking care of that today because we have bfest coming up May 26th, and I want the car to be as presentable as possible. Even though there is a lot of flaws within like the wrap, this is my first time wrapping a car, so it's expected, but if I can make it as perfect as possible, I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and move my car right now, give myself some space over there, and start working on the door. Maybe show you guys how I wrap my door, or give you guys some of my tips that I use. But let's get into it, guys. Alright guys, we got the E90 over here, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove the wrap, but before we do that, I'm gonna remove the mirror and the door handle. So the way that you remove the mirror is by removing the door panel. So you're gonna have your trim right here, wood, silver, whatever it is, and then you're gonna have your handle trim as well, which you need to remove to reveal one screw right here, a T20, and you have one more right here, another one right here, and another one right here. So as soon as you remove those 4 screws, this should loosen up the panel and the rest will be all clipped. So using a plastic prying tool, you'll be able to remove the panel. So now that we have the door panel removed, you don't have to disconnect everything. You can kind of just leave it hanging because all you really need is access to this part, just to bend it over just a little bit, which exposes 3 Torx screws. I believe the size is T30. So I'm going to remove that right now, and that should loosen up the mirror and we should be able to take it off. As soon as you remove these 3 T30 Torx screws holding in the mirror, you should be able to remove it. You are going to have 1 wire connected to the mirror, which is held in by 2 push tabs, which you'll be able to see when it's connected. Alright, so now we're going to remove the door handle, which is held in by an Allen screw. So if you turn over the door on the side, you're going to have a little rubber piece. I just took mine off right now, and that's going to expose an Allen screw. I'm not too sure what the size is, but I have one of these tools. I don't know where you can get this at, but I have one of these and it has like almost every size. So I'm going to use this to remove the Allen screw, and this should loosen up this piece of the door handle, and you can remove this one, and then as soon as you remove that, you can actually remove the handle itself. So I'm going to do that real quick, take off the handle and start unwrapping this thing. Alright, we got the door handle off now, but before we start unwrapping this door, let me show you guys how terrible this thing came out. I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera, but there is a lot of debris right here, and not only that, but under the mirror I messed up really bad, and that's why it's best to take off the mirror so you don't have to work around it or underneath it. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this sheet of vinyl now, and then I'm gonna prep it up, make sure there is no dust particles whatsoever. Probably even put a masking tape around this weather stripping just in case if that was the issue last time, so I don't get any debris of any kind inside the vinyl and I have a nice passenger side door. Alright guys, we got the vinyl off the door now. So if you guys are wondering if wrap damages your paint, the answer is absolutely not. As you see, my paint is actually in really good condition, still very glossy. There was like no adhesive left over whatsoever, but I went ahead and cleaned it with alcohol and soap as well. So the surface is all prepped up, ready to go. I laid some knifeless tape around the fender over here to have a nice cut to tuck inside, as well as on the side over here. That way it looks perfectly tucked in, and as well on the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay the vinyl now. I'm gonna see if I can get some help because it's a lot easier with 2 people to stretch the vinyl and lay it on the door. Alright, so we got the top portion of the door laid, came out really good. So one thing that I did forget to mention is that you are going to have to remove your trims on the side of the door, as well as these if you're planning on wrapping your car. So a piece of advice that I have for you guys is to run the vinyl a little higher, just like this. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it is over the weather stripping just a little bit. So I would say like one line over, just like this. I don't know if you guys can see it on the camera, but just one line over, and you guys can cut it on the weather stripping, because if you cut it before the weather stripping, you're going to be able to see your paint, and that doesn't look good because I did it on the other side. So I'm gonna go ahead and start working the door handle now, show you guys how I do it. I know it gets a little complicated right here, but here's how I do it. I like to overstretch the vinyl, not overstretch the vinyl, but stretch the vinyl over the door handle and leave this still kind of loose. If you guys can see, I don't want to lay it, but it's still pretty loose. So I'm going to start working this with the heat gun, and I'll show you guys that right now. Set you guys up on tripod so you guys can see how I do it. And that's pretty much how you do the door handle, guys. As you see, it came out really good, except for this small crease right here, which you're not gonna be able to see because you have these rubbers that go behind the door handle. So it's gonna be covered, but I could probably just take this out by cutting this little piece right here and then just stretching it up. But it came out really good. So I'm gonna start working the rest of the door and just finish it up. Alright guys, the door is 100% complete now. Came out literally perfect. If we look around the door, The edges came out really nice. We have some nice cuts on the side and on the bottom. Literally everything came out perfect except for this piece right here, but again, it's not going to be visible when we put those rubber pieces that go behind the handle as well as the handle itself. So that's not going to be visible at all, so we ain't got to worry about that. So now what I'm going to do is actually post heat the material, that way it doesn't peel back or create any air bubbles, especially in areas like this that have a lot of tension. So this is going to be my primary focus here, but I am going to post heat everything, that way we have a solid wrap and it adheres properly. So I'm gonna go ahead and start reassembling the door now, guys. As you see, I already got my door handle on, I got my window trim on, but real quick, I want to give you guys some piece of advice. If you guys are doing this, install your window trim before anything else, before installing the mirror for the most part, because it's gonna make your life 10 times easier. Because let me tell you guys, the window trim is a very weak metal and it bends so easily. So when you're removing it, it's bending as it's going, and it's never going to be the same shape that it was before. So it's going to be really hard to put it on that guide again when you're reinstalling it. So best thing to do is install it with the mirror off and go in from one side to the other. Put in some WD-40 on the guide if you have to, so it can slide smoothly. And that was the way that I was able to get it in fairly easy, because other than that, it's really difficult to get this thing back on, because I was trying on the other side. But this is the easiest method, and this is what worked for me. So yeah, just some piece of advice, guys. So moving on to the fender, guys, I think I am gonna end up rewrapping this thing with the dent on. I actually ended up working out some of the dent, and it's kind of even with the body now. I mean, kind of. It's not the best, but it's way better than before. So I might end up rewrapping it, and I think the only reason it is so noticeable right now is because the vinyl is cut on the crease of the dent, and I think that's what's making it stand out so much. So I think rewrapping it might do it. So let me know if you guys want to see a video on how to wrap a fender. Just leave a comment down below. Anyways, I'm gonna be ending today's video right here. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you guys smash that like button for me. It really helps me out. If you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We have a lot of sick E90 content rolling in. We have my headlights coming in this week. Should be expecting a video sometime this weekend or sometime early next week. It really depends on my headlights get here. It's gonna look insane. So we have a lot more stuff coming to this car. Stay tuned, guys. It's gonna look really, really dope. We're nowhere near finished, but it's definitely coming along. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will catch you guys in the next one. Later, guys.